Matter of fact, can I have somebody who ate cereal for breakfast read for me their response to our first question in our dinner? Somebody who had cereal this week, or cereal for breakfast today. All right? Don't see no hands. Don't see no hands. So nobody had cereal today? So y'all just eat pancakes for breakfast and biscuits every morning? Chicken and waffles? That's what y'all be getting for breakfast? Must be nice. I wish my mom would make me some chicken and waffles. Marley, can you go ahead and answer that for me? Marley, what did you say? List at least two types, at least two types of severe weather.
I didn't know it said hurricane tornado at the bottom, so I put hurricane tornado.
Okay, that's cool. Those are two types of severe weather. Does anybody have any other types of severe weather that we talked about? Go ahead, Markel.
Thunderstorms and hail.
Yes, thunderstorms and hail. Can I get one more, Miss Kennedy? Can you tell me two types of severe weather that you talked about?
I'd say hail and thunder.
Exactly. All right, cool. So we all know that severe weather, by definition, is weather that is damaging or that can create damage, right? Or destruction. So these are all different types of weather that can cause damage or create destruction. Okay. So great job with the do now. Let me share real quick. Go back to, and then I love the responses that I got in chat. Thank you, Kalia. Thank you, Zakira. Thank you, Tsunami. We didn't even talk about tsunamis yet. Okay, Kalia, I see. All right, so let me go back. Okay. So, finished up our do now. We're actually going to get into our lesson for today. All right. So, today's agenda. We're going to start off with our do now review, which we just did. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to get into our weather and water investigation 1.2. For number 3, we're going to do our independent practice, and then we're going to wrap up with exit ticket. I promise we're going to get to exit ticket this time today, and we're going to enjoy not our weekend, but we are going to enjoy the rest of the day. All right. So, investigation, weather and water 1.2. So I want to ask us a few questions as we get ready to worry about what we're talking about investigation 1.2. So in the chat, I want you to tell me, what do you think air is made of? Do you think air has mass? And why is air important? So go ahead and put it in the chat. What do you think air is made of? Do you think air has mass? And why do you think it is important? So again, we're writing in the chat right now. These are some questions I want us to think about as we move into our new unit, our new part of weather and water. What do you think air is made of? Does air have mass? And why is air important? And if you don't know, that's fine too. I just want to kind of see what we're thinking about as we think about what is in air, right? So what do you think air is made of? So when we was talking about Thanksgiving, everybody was in the chat with the mac and cheese. Nobody wants to talk about whether air has mass. It's okay. If you don't know, that's fine to say too. But I want to just kind of give a guess. Don't go on Google though. Thank you, Jalea. Markel, what do you think?
I think it got mass too. Because matter is anything that takes up space.
Exactly, right? So we know that we don't know, but we're gonna find out whether or not air takes up space, right? So I do appreciate the idea that air takes up space, right? And that's how we know if something has mass. All right. Najee said that it's made of nitrogen, oxygen. Najee, what do you, Glenn, you want to share your answers with me, Najee? Where you at, sir? I'm trying to meet you. He said no. You want to participate, Najee? It's okay. Right. So we're actually going to move on. So these are the questions that I want us to think about as we continue to do work throughout today. I want us to think of these three things, right? We want to know if what is air made of. We also want to know, does air have mass? We're also going to be able to find out why air is important. All right. And I love that we talked about air having mass because it takes up space, and that's actually something we're going to expand on a little bit more as we continue throughout the rest of class. Okay. So here's what we're doing for today, all right? In Google Classroom, you're going to have a notes catcher, right? So under 1117, you will have a notes catcher that you will follow along, right? And that is what we'll use to take our notes. So I want everybody to take the time right now to go into Google Classroom and open up that notes catcher. And when you're there, can you give me a thumbs up so I know we're good? Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Nassim. Marley, are you there? Are you on our notes catcher, Marley? Jacayla, are you on the notes catcher? Thank you, Zamaya. Thank you, Jacayla. Thank you, Najee. Perfect. So, right, in our notes catcher, we're going to actually start a little bit of independent practice early, okay? So we're going to have 15 minutes to read the chapter that we have in our notes catcher, and then we're also going to answer the 6 questions in our notes catcher. And after we answer those questions, we're going to talk a little bit about them after the 15 minutes is up, okay? So I'm going to start a timer, and everybody is going to go through and we're going to read our chapter that is in our Google Classroom notes, and then we're going to answer the questions that correspond with the chapter, okay? So here's one thing that I know a lot of us have been having an issue with, right? So I'm going to go to Google Classroom real quick. Okay, so we all should be in Google Classroom, right? And under our notes catcher and reading, we have the reading that is right here. And then we have our what's in air notes catcher right there, okay? So I want you to go to the what's in the air reading. And we're going to read the chapter for what's in air, okay? So I know a lot of us are saying this is kind of small, I can't see it. Here's what we do. You click on it, right? You click the image and you separate your keypad so that you can zoom in, okay? Click the image, separate your keypad, and it allows you to zoom in and out, all right? Everybody know how to do that. We've done this before during our asynchronous time, so this should be actually very familiar. Let me see, is anybody in the chat having any problems with it? Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to start our timer. And we're going to read our chapter and we're going to answer our questions in our note catcher, okay? And while we do that, give you guys a little bit of music. I know you guys love listening to 90s instrumentals. So that's what we're going to listen to. Thank you, Blake. I love how you're reading. That was Maya. Thank you, Zamari. Good job, Marcus. D. Markel.